Listen, I need people to stop fetishizing my son's name, his image, for your own little benefit. This is obnoxious to my family and me. Obnoxious. And let me explain to you why. First and foremost, Ramapo Community Center. They just got the community center renovated. So they have a new community center. It is only because of my son that they have that. Let me tell you, before my son came up there, the Ramapo people were known as being incestuous abominations. That's the truth. Look it up. Google it yourself. I don't need you to believe anything I ever say. Go and look it up because I speak the truth. Before my son came up there, they had nothing. They had 13 and a half acres that was gifted to them, and they were on the verge of losing it. My son came in and saved the day. Okay, that's that. They still have not spoken up for my son, not once. The tribal chief has not spoken up for him. None of the clan chiefs, including his own clan chief, none of the tribal members, not the council. No one. It's been well over a year. No one has spoken up for him. It almost seems like they're trying to erase him because even in interviews and such, there's nothing. Now, Lalo Bright Moon, who is mentioned here, that's my grandson. That's my son's son. He turned 3 years old 2 months after my son passed away, or more aptly, was murdered. My son had only been allowed to see him when he turned 2 years old. Lalo Bright Moon's mom, who obviously is the one who's actually donated these things, she wouldn't allow my son to see his son, Lalo, nor would she allow me nor my family. Since my son passed away, we only met Lalo the day after my son was murdered. And then we were in contact for a couple of months, and then she took him away again. Why, you might be asking? Well, because I asked her to please keep my grandson away from my son's murderer. And she felt like that was just too much for her to handle, she said, and she had to step back so that she could handle her mourning about my son. The other person that is the head and one of the chiefs of the tribe, the head of the Brook Presbyterian Church, she too has no love for my son. After my son's murder, she continued trying to spread lies that the mother has started, saying that oh, too bad my son abandoned Lalo because maybe he could have had more time with him. This is what she said. This is the same woman who came in my face. I didn't even know her and was trying to hug me up and acting like she wanted to console me, saying all these grand things about my son. When she put out the call for help at the church, he was the only one who came through. Mind you, my son is Muslim and he still came to the church to help her. He still came to the church every year to tell the creation story and to give them knowledge and information about their own ancestry. Yet none of them has stood up for him at all. And I would go as far as to say that the only reason that they even have this little crazy table here giving away 100 smudge kits is because I have been so very outspoken against them not stepping up for my son. Instead of giving out smudge kits, maybe they need to jump in a whole fire because they're going to need something far more to cleanse those evil spirits of theirs. They do not love my son. They do not care about my son. These two and others have been compliant in spreading lies, rumors, and misinformation about the murder of my son that most of them still do not even want to acknowledge. They keep saying that he was not murdered. They have a bunch of stories. He committed suicide, or he fell out the boat drunk and drowned, or he had a heart attack, fell out the boat and drowned. They don't want to believe anything I have to say when I'm the only one who has official information from direct word of mouth from the medical examiners and state troopers and official reports. They don't want to believe anything I say. They only want to believe the people who lie and start rumors. And that is fine with me. But guess what? If you don't want to believe me, get an investigation and find out for yourselves. But they will not do that because they are not truly for Two Clouds. They do not love him. They do not care about him. They do not love indigenous people, and they do not care about missing and murdered indigenous peoples. Please, please, please stop believing that just because people dress the part, speak the part, write the part, that they are actually good people and actually for what they say they are for.